been on like everything.
Yeah, he has been.
He's originally, I think.
He'd be great for couch surfing. I'm kidding.
Ah, touche.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where big-time guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here with Louie Anderson. Louie!
Hey, I'm on couch surfing. Yay! I almost wore this, the same thing. How are you?
Are you ready to surf?
I am.
Let's see
I'm
what's
so happy
on.
to be here.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Would you welcome, please? Louie Anderson. Louie.
How fat my knees are.
I know that, baby.
Oh, look at that. You know, when I was behind the curtain, I reached out and felt it because for years I had watched that curtain and I wanted to see what it felt like because that's a very Midwestern thing. It kind of felt cheap. You know what I mean? In my mom's words, what is that? It looks, well, TV, you can have really cheap stuff.
Right.
It looked really beautiful.
So you make your television stand-up debut on The Carson Show.
It took me like 2 or 3 years, I think it is. And the guy who picked the comedians didn't like me.
Really? Initially?
So,
Why?
yeah, he just said, you're not Carson material. And which is a really deep stab to a comedian. And then, here's the weird thing, the Letterman Show booked me. And then the Tonight Show called me the next day. So I had to make this horrible decision. What do I do? And I picked,
Letterman, Carson.
And I just thought, well, I've been waiting my whole life to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
You killed on the show. The audience is laughing. Carson is laughing. He
That's
brings
right.
you out for a handshake.
Yes, I was on my way to the dressing room, and they go, Johnny wants you, get out there, get out there. What? He does?
Did you feel like you were being blessed by the Pope at that moment?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, Johnny Carson was the sweetest human being in the world.
All right.
What do you mean you don't have any change?
So you're up close and personal with Pierce
Tried
Brosnan.
to kiss me there.
He tried-
I was able to hold him off. No. First of all, I didn't realize how hard these guys worked. We worked for 7 days for like 12 to 15 hours a day. I said, I'll never do a 1 hour drama in my life.
And this is Remington Steele, right?
Yes,
So
Remington
this is a big
Steele,
NBC
Stephanie
show.
Zimbalist.
Right?
Look how much hair I had. That's what I always look at when I see old stuff. I go, where'd that hair go? What the hell happened? That was the time when Pierce Brosnan was offered James Bond, and they wouldn't let him out of the contract. And he was devastated. It was a horrible thing for him.
Did he talk about it on
He
set?
did talk to me
What
about
did he
it.
say?
He was heartbroken. He wasn't mad. He was heartbroken. You know, he's a lovely human being, and he was really heartbroken. It was really fun working with him. He's so funny, but really it made me understand show business. What you sign, make sure you read what you sign. But later he got to play James Bond, so I was thrilled. I was sorry I wasn't one of the Bond girls, but you can't have everything.
Up next. One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's such a great one of my favorite movies.
Now, is it true you paid for a dinner for Eddie and his entourage, and that's how you landed in this film? I need to hear this entire story.
Okay, so I'm at the Ivy on LA on Robertson.
Fancy.
I like their shrimp and their peppered shrimp. And Eddie came in with his entourage, and I said to the waiter, as any good Midwesterner would, hey, here's my American Express. When I leave, put Eddie's bill on this, but don't tell him till I leave. Because I wasn't trying to get props for it. I was just trying to be nice. Because I figured nobody ever picks up Eddie Murphy's bill.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
He's
it was
Eddie Murphy.
$660 or something like that. And I was...
660?
Yes.
In the 80s?
In the 80s. So it's like, you know, between 100 and 200,000 now. And anyways, the next day I got a call from his manager and said, hey, Eddie wants you to do a part in his new movie, Coming to America. And I said, yo, that's great. And he's a sweet guy. And now we have Coming to America too, I hope.
Now, are you putting back the McDowell's beret on that head of yours?
I hope so, because, you know, I would love to do it. How much fun will it be? It's such an iconic movie, and if anybody can pull it off, I feel like Eddie can.
Up next.
From what you tell us, your grandmother
So
was
you
a good
pitched this show about your life. and they say yes. Did you pitch it as an animation? Had you always thought in your mind that it would be in this form?
No. Margaret Lesh she did Howie's show,
Oh,
Bobby's
yes,
World,
yes,
and she ran
yes.
Fox Kids, and she came to me and said, hey, do you want to do an animated? I go, oh, I don't know if it would really work. And then Matt O'Callahan, who's the animator, took my stand-up special, my very first one, and put pictures under my voice when I would do my dad and when I do the young kid and when I do my mom. And I go, oh, this works. The great thing is that we're looking at I just saw Matt Friday. He came to my show. We're trying to bring Life with Louie back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a scoop?
Now yes, it is. Here's a question.
I love a scoop
Should
on the couch.
Louie be older or the same age?
Oh.
That's something for people to think about. At Louie Anderson, let me know. I really want to know what you think.
Welcome back to Couch Surfing. I'm still here with Louie Anderson. Louie, shall we continue?
Let's do it.
All
I
right.
love couch surfing.
Yay!
Now here's the star of our show,
All right.
Louie Anderson.
And the
Oh
survey
my
says...
God, look at that jacket. Oh, didn't anybody mention that? No, I'll tell you what, I would love that jacket. I had a blue one like it. I used to sit in the projects again. I'd be on the arm of the couch. My dad would be in his chair. My mom would be in the kitchen. We'd be playing Feud. And my dad would go, look at Dawson slobbering all over the women. Well, and my mom would go, I think he's nice. You would think he's nice. You know, that kind of a thing. So, you know, I just had so much fun doing it. I love giving people money. And
Yeah,
I'm the
look.
person who raised it to
I
20,000.
read that in the research.
Yes.
So initially the families would win 10,000.
And
you
I
came
went,
along.
10,000?
Yeah, I was like, what are we gonna do with
What are you going to
10,000?
get after the taxes? What are you getting, $1.25?
And you-
And
And you're splitting it between 5 people?
Yes.
So you upped it to 20
I upped
grand.
it, and that's how I lost my job. No, I'm just kidding. They were really good to me.
It was a good
And
time.
the families would fight, you know, in the commercial breaks. I hope you got a ride home, Carl. I hope you have a ride home, Carl. Huh? Chicken. What a dumb answer, Carl.
Up next.
Churchill looks at Alonzo Fields, the White House butler, and says, I have a few orders.
Okay.
In the morning before breakfast,
Drunk history.
tumbler of sherry.
You
So
know,
this show's creator, Derek Waters, is a huge fan of yours.
He
and
is.
he asked you to be on this show.
he did. I
and
love him.
You're playing Winston Churchill.
And I look like him, I think.
You do. You
Don't
nailed
you?
it.
Look at it. That looks like Churchill, you know, before he got all old and that.
Who
but
needed
that was,
Gary Oldman to win the Oscar when
yeah,
you
well,
were
good
right
for
there?
him, though. Yeah, it's so true.
I mean,
So true. Who hasn't played Churchill is what I want to know. Everybody. But this was so much fun.
you're playing Battleship.
Playing Battleship. I got to put Hitler in a headlock in it.
Wow,
So that's pretty cool.
that's a drop the mic moment
Yeah,
right there.
that was.
My name is Susan. I'm very happy to be here. What is your name?
This show is so wild,
It is.
and it really just changed the course of your career in many ways.
Yeah.
What did you make of Christine when you first encountered her on the page?
You'll be fine here because
Um,
Mom loves cats.
Well, she was kind of a mean mother on the character in a sense, or honest. Like nowadays, honest is considered mean sometimes.
Very much so.
Which is kind of like from my era, that isn't necessarily true. Parents are just telling you they're not necessarily being mean, they're trying to be truthful. And so I tried to take my mom's tremendous empathy. I'm trying to make the character authentic.
Does the show and playing Christine ever get emotionally overwhelming for
Oh, God. I found myself 2 or 3 times during the season getting gut punched, like having to take some time. I go, listen, I got to take to the director, I got to take a break. This scene is crushing me on the inside. You know, I had to realize one of the really hard parts for me was my mom ever this happy? That was really hard for me. You know, because if she wasn't, that's a terrible thing. So, but I portray her with as much, and you know, it's really an homage to my mom. It really is, and all my sisters. I didn't know how much my mom, like, she got up, she did her hair, she put makeup on before she did breakfast. You know, that's an amazing thing. With my dad, who was a monster at times. And so, you know, I have a great book called Hey Mom, that's all letters to my mom after she died, that I think you'd really enjoy.
I can't wait to read it.
I'll make sure you get one.
Thank
No
you.
sponsor needed. Send the book right over. It's on Touchstone Books.
You were fantastic.
Is this it?
This is it, Louie.
Wow, it flew by.
It did fly by. Oh, I love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for surfing by. You can catch Basket Season 4 Thursdays on FX. See you next week on Couch Surfing.
Bye. Aww.